It doesn't matter. The point that's good that you're making is, and why so many business owners have challenges doing this, is because of all of a sudden there's emotional attachment to things that we didn't even realize, wait, I care about that.
Welcome to Biz Glitch number 86 out of 366 leap year. I don't know why I'm doing this with my hands. Maybe it's because I'm trying to be in the flow of the moment, because today's glitch is about cash flow.
Yes.
Do you see what I did there?
That was pretty good, especially since we probably beat this subject to death. The good news is there's a reason why we do it, because we're coming up on 90 days. And that also means the end of the first quarter. Today's glitch is, how is your cash flow looking for first quarter of 2024, or whatever quarter you are watching this? Monthly and quarterly is a big thing here that we talk about with numbers.
And one of the reasons why a lot of businesses fail is lack of money, lack of financing.
Capital.
Lack of capital, poor cash flow management, or underfunded from the word go. That is why, not only because this is coming near the end of the quarter, and we can't stress enough how you need to look at this quarterly. We encourage you to look at the monthly.
And the thing about capital, cash flow, and income and expenses and reviewing all of that, when you are applying for financing, and maybe you're not, but just hear me out. The thing is, there's only 4 things that happen if you're running low on cash flow. You have to reduce your expenses, increase your sales, which means you have to sell stuff. You have to apply for financing, or you have to seek investors if you want to keep your business open, if you don't want to close, and the ramifications of both.
We recently undertook an exercise. After our pandemic-related business closed in 2022, we spent some time to put together a new business plan, and last year it didn't work out the way we thought it was, so we've reconfigured. And one of the things we did at the end of 2023 is we pared back expenses. But then we identified who we are, what we do, with a really sharp focus, and then we set out to do one thing: increase sales.
Yeah.
And we hit the mark. We've had a very good first quarter, and it's going to help us move into other new areas. So we are living, breathing proof, as we always tell you folks, about these glitches, these mistakes that we've made or we've seen other people make, and in this case, how we have responded to those.
Yes. So we've lived it. So that's why we pontificate.
We are living it now.
So let's get into the goal and the actionable item. Revisit last year's numbers and see what might not be looking similar to how this first quarter is going. In other words, when you are looking in your closet and looking at clothes that no longer either meet your style or fit you for one reason or another, and you purge them. Let's do that with expenses. Let's look at how it compares to what's going on this year, especially in the marketplace with a lot of businesses that we hear that are struggling with supply chain issues, increased costs of overhead and cost of goods sold, and all the things that it takes to either create a product, manufacture, whatever, or just expenses that happen that are going up. And even if there are expenses that are going up that have nothing to do with your business, whoever is supplying certain services, they're experiencing increases. So
potentially.
They're going potentially. So they may be putting it to you, and that affects the business.
I want to kick back to something Linda mentioned about discarding. I saw a Facebook post from one of our Facebook friends the other day. She's looking to get rid of prom dresses, but she doesn't want to take them to Goodwill. And I just thought, I'm just thinking probably trash. Just throw them in the trash. And that you have to be kind of that brutal with your expenses. It's what we did at the end of 2023. We went slash and slash and slash. And the very smart member of this partnership got on the phone and renegotiated some of our fees.
That was me.
That was you.
But hold on, you bring up a really good point about the person that wants to relinquish this prom dress. Depending on how far back your prom was, there may not be any emotional attachment versus someone who may only be
She's
10.
in her 30s.
Okay, but it doesn't matter. What I'm saying, that the point that's good that you're making is, and why so many business owners have challenges doing this is because of all of a sudden there's emotional attachment.
Or if you're thinking about, like, one of the things that Linda did was renegotiated fees for some of our technology that we use. If you're thinking, well, I really need that technology, or I'm not using it right now, but I might need it. That's the same thing. Like, I have a prom dress, but I might need it. No. I wanted to bring in another element. We did a glitch a couple of days ago talking about knowing your marketplace. And it's important to keep in the back of your mind when you are doing year-over-year comparisons. As Linda said earlier, you want to compare your income, your expenses, your cash flow this year to last year. Same thing, first quarter. But keep in mind, if you are also aware of your market, there may be elements about your marketplace that have changed from last year that you have to factor in to that understanding, because you may not be selling to the same marketplace that you were selling last year.
This is true.
And this is an element also for us of first quarter of 2024 for our business, but also what we're doing as we move into the second quarter. We're changing it up dramatically because we did that survey. And again, just pointing out how awesome every single one of these glitches is for all of you. And we thank you for tuning in and subscribing. What was the actionable item? We did the goal.
I have forgotten now.
I always want to come back to the sell more. And I think it's because, look, you all know that Linda and I are decades career sales professionals. I sold money as a mortgage banker, and Linda sold insurance, both of which are intangibles, right? We're not selling auto parts. And because we are professional salespeople, when the going gets rough, we tend to think, let's just go out and sell more. I tend to be more proactive in that than Linda is, but she's of a similar mind. And we can't encourage that enough of you. That's another dead horse that we keep beating, right?
It is. And I'm going to tack onto this, and then we're going to close this one out, because we talk a lot about sales and marketing. But the thing is, if people are afraid of sales, one way to have a soft landing into sales is where you're doing more marketing so that people are getting to know you. So it's almost like you don't even have to sell them, because they've already become accustomed to your personality, your style, your deliverables, and all of that. So that's
this
why,
right here. This.
Yes, are sales skills necessary to close the deal so you don't talk yourself out of the deal? Yes. But if you're kind of uncomfortable with asking people to give me money, please, buy my stuff, please, then the marketing is where it's at. This glitch is not about marketing and sales. It is about reviewing cash flow. And cash flow is going to definitely indicate whether you have to reduce expenses or sell more.
Because the other two options of finding financing and bringing in an investor, we've done other glitches. We will do other glitches as the year goes on, how difficult it can be to get financing. And then investors, the phrase that I created some years back, keep in mind, I said to somebody who owned a pizza restaurant, if you're bringing in an investor, he's going to tell you how to make the pizza.
That's right. With that, we'll see you tomorrow.
I'll do a little introduction.
You look smashing.
I like the brown and the blue.